Hey guys, welcome back to Dragon Works once again. Just a quick update on the 1986 Honda CR125R. You remember had to do a top end on the motor here a little while back. The customer, he kind of knew there was engine problems, but he didn't know like how much it would be and the rarity of the parts and what have you. So it's been a little bit of a journey, but you saw the other videos. I got it running. I test rode it. The thing performed awesome. And then, like I told him, we would be working some bugs out. Of course, we don't know. At that point, I didn't even know if the thing was going to shift, if the clutch was any good. So luckily, all that worked out great. And what you're going to see is we did have a problem with the seal, the output shaft. Here we go on the transmission. The seal back here behind this, which you'll see following this introduction. That seal was leaking, and there's a little collar sleeve that goes in there over the shaft that the seal will make contact with. That was also missing a piece of rubber, as you'll see here in a second. So just took care of that. And the other thing, it never had a kill switch. So put a kill switch on it for him, and now the bike is ready to go, and he's going to be coming to pick it up. But what I also wanted to do real quick is just do a real quick start, see how the thing fires up. After test riding, it's been sitting a little bit. But hang on one second. Let me get the camera set up. Okay, guys, I got it set up there just to, I was doing some work on it, inspecting it, whatever. But anyway, I'm just going to try to fire it up here real quick. Now, I did test ride it earlier after I did that seal. So I'm going to try it without choke first, because I don't want to flood it. They're real easy to flood out, foul the plugs on. So let's try it without the choke, and if it don't fire right up, I'll choke it. Okay, there you go. And there's another reason I'm doing that now, and I'm glad that, well, there's a lot of reasons I'm glad I've been shooting these videos for all these years, because it's really brought me a lot of business. But most of the time, you guys who've been following know this, when something leaves the shop and it's a kickstart, it usually fires up on the first kick, and if not, maybe the second. Same thing with push button, usually fire right up when they leave here. What happens is sometimes people will get home and they'll forget the procedure I told them, and they'll flood it, or they'll forget to turn the gas on or their button on or something, and they call and say, hey, it won't start, and then I got to explain to them again. But it's just good to have a record of how the thing is when it leaves, just in case there's any problems, because most of the time when something won't start after, well, all the time, so far, when something won't start after it leaves here, it's contributed to human error. It's not me, it's usually the owner can't get the thing started because he's not doing something right or what have you. So, I've had a situation where somebody said it wouldn't start, they brought it back, and it was a street bike, and when I went over and turned the switch on to start it, they said, what's that? And I said, that's the kill switch I told you about. I just told you leave it alone, and yours is, you got it turned off. And sure enough, that's all it was. So just little things like that. So that's why, another reason I do these videos. So anyway, sorry about all that yakking on there. But anyway, here's a little update. All right, guys. Hey, little update here. You remember the 1986 CR125 that I finished up here. It's been a couple weeks ago. And I guess I'm here doing a little bit of a repair. And I thought I'd give you a quick update on what's going on, why we still got it, all that kind of stuff. Because it was a really cool job, turned out great. This thing runs awesome, wicked nasty. Remember, it's bored 60 over, so it's just a nasty little two-stroke, really fun to ride. But after all the test riding and everything, what I found, I didn't get to do a follow-up then because I was so busy I had to move on to some other stuff. But this is the output shaft that normally has the sprocket on. I'll put up a picture there or whatever. And you can't see too much here because it's all dirty because it was just leaking oil like crazy out of there during the ride. So I figured that this seal here probably was bad. Now remember, we just did top end work and I did some stuff on the other side cover, but this side we never addressed because we didn't know anything yet till we rode it. But I figured this seal was probably bad. That's pretty common. But inside of here, there's a little sleeve that goes on the shaft for the seal to ride on. And they, okay. Good thing that's the old one. No, they usually get worn out. Where's the light? It's not helping me. Sorry. They usually get a groove in them too. Not only the seal wears out, they get a groove. So I always try to order these as well when I get the seal. But one thing I found as soon as I popped it out, and you're going to see here next to the new one, is it's also supposed to have a little rubber seal on the inside. It's just worn totally out, it's gone. And you can see here the new one's got the rubber seal in it. So that's going to be the majority of the leak. So good thing I grabbed that sleeve as well. And also got a new seal here. So I'm getting ready to pop this sucker out, put the new seal and sleeve in, and that's going to take care of all of that. There is another seal down here on the shaft that leaks quite a bit, but I was going to go ahead and just replace them all. I don't know it's leaking. If it is, it's probably not that bad, but I was going to replace it anyway. But that one I cannot find anywhere. So there was one guy that says he has it, but he has terrible reviews, and people are saying, I paid for it, he never shipped the items. You know, I wish he would have told me it was no longer in stock. So not sure what's going to happen there, but I cannot find that seal anywhere. Maybe overseas, we'll keep digging, but we're going to see what happens. I'm going to put it all together. Hopefully it's not leaking too bad. I couldn't tell because there's so much oil pouring out of here. I can't tell where it's coming from. So it might be okay for the time being, but I guess the customer's going to have to continue searching for that. That's what happens on these older bikes. They just stop making stuff and you just cannot find it anymore. And I've been really fortunate so far to be finding the parts that I'm finding for it, but sure enough, it comes down to like one last part and it's nowhere to be found. But yeah, that's how it is working on these old bikes. I've been having a lot of trouble with that lately. It seems to be getting worse and worse. And sometimes, like for instance, we just did ordered a bunch of more parts for the 1984 Honda XL350R that we've been working on. And the same thing happened. I got down to the clutch cover gasket and there was only like one person that had it. Everybody else said not currently available, blah, blah, blah. And I think it's coming from like England or somewhere. It's going to take a couple weeks. So it's just getting tougher and tougher on these old bikes. So I don't know. I thought about maybe I should go into the parts manufacturing business as well and start redoing these parts or something, because there's definitely a demand for it and it's getting harder and harder to find them. So anyway, hey, maybe I'll get it together and I'll shoot another quick video of it done or something like that. And I don't know how much more video we're going to get for it because everything's great. The customer's ready to come get it. I just got to do these couple things. So I doubt I'll get, many more videos of it or whatever. But maybe when I get done, I'll show you what it looks like with the new seal and everything all cleaned up there. But hey, thanks for tuning in on this terrible video here. But you did need a CR125 update. It still runs great. It did foul plug already, but I was running a good bit, and I got the mixture a little heavy because of the break-in. And sure enough, put a new plug in it. She fired right up and just screamed, you know, like it always did. So she's still running really good. And I just got to get it complete right now. So stand by. Okay, that's what it looks like with the new seal and the new sleeve in there, all cleaned up. I just got to put the sprocket and everything back on, button it up, and I'll take it for a little test ride in a while and see how it's doing. Okay guys, not real thrilling, but just an update on the 1986 CR125R. Thanks for watching.